Now, Bahrain's Shia opposition says a teenage protester has been killed in violent clashes with police in the capital, Manama. Police fired tear gas and stun grenades to disperse demonstrators who were throwing stones and petrol bombs. Now, they've been demanding equal rights from the Sunni monarchy for over a year. Now, let's talk about this further with Patrick Henningsen, a geopolitical analyst for the UK column, a current affair website. Good to see you today, Patrick. As I'm sure you've been listening and keeping a close watch on this story, Bahrain has recently accepted most of the UN human rights body's recommendations, pledging to improve its treatment of political activists, crack down on torture. But now we have a report of another person being killed. Should we be buying the lines that they're selling us?
This is the third child to be killed in Bahrain this year. We had a kid killed on January 19th. Another teenage boy was killed in August. This is the latest one. It's quite funny that Benjamin Netanyahu would give a speech in the UN proclaiming Israel is the beacon of democracy and equal rights and so forth. And Israel routinely shoots children for throwing stones. But yet they are a special friend of the United States and have a special position in the UN and garner some kind of moral authority. So the situation in Bahrain is completely ignored for reasons that are obvious. But
Patrick, I'm sorry, if I can just get into that right now, because it certainly does raise some eyebrows. Certainly the fact that the unrest in Bahrain has been going on for approximately 19 months now, quite an approximate time scale to that of Syria, and yet the whole time the West is ignoring Bahrain and fixating, I should say, on Syria. Why is that?
Because the difference between Bahrain and Syria is Bahrain is what you would call a good customer. They've been purchasing a lot of U.S. arms, and as has all the Gulf states. That's one of the results of the ratcheting up of war rhetoric with Iran, is all the Gulf states that are within reach of Iran are currently arming up, mostly buying second-generation surface-to-air missile defense systems, radar defense, and also Bahrain is a good customer in the fact that it's in a special club. It's hosting the U.S. Fifth Fleet, which is a key sort of piece on the military chessboard. So Syria is not a good customer for the West. They're buying their arms from places like Russia. So you can really see where the game is and how the West calculates who's going to be targeted for humanitarian intervention and who is not.
Patrick, you brought up the issue here of arms sales between regional areas there. I mean, I want to go into this a bit further if I can. It's been speculated that Saudi Arabia and the US want to establish military bases in Bahrain, as you mentioned a moment ago, to possibly ratchet up pressure on Iran. I mean, why would that be the case? I understand we saw Netanyahu with his what looked like an Acme picture of a cartoon bomb at the UN the other day, but is it really about ratcheting up pressure on Iran, do you think?
Well, it's about the whole geopolitical dominance in the region, and already the U.S. is building what many would call a secret base in Masirah, which is an island just south of the entrance point to the Straits of Hormuz, and that's a Bahraini island. Or no, sorry, that belongs to Oman. And they also have off Yemen, Socotra Island has a U.S. base on it. To the south of that, in the Arabian Sea, you have the Diego Garcia base. Plus, you have bases in Afghanistan, also military presence in Georgia and Iraq. So Iran is completely surrounded. So Bahrain is really the key point, as is Oman and Yemen. But Bahrain is also very key because of its position in the Straits of Hormuz. So you can look at that as an important geographical and military point as this protracted conflict or projected conflict with Iran takes place over the next few years. So it's kind of like a Cold War situation, Rory, where the U.S. is trying to surround its adversaries. That's the way we see it.
Well, certainly, Patrick, we've been showing the maps here on RT for weeks now, and it really does show an incredible footprint of U.S. and NATO and UN bases. Basically are surrounding all that area and surrounding the perimeters of Russia. Patrick Henningsen, I wish we had more time. We don't, but a geopolitical analyst for the UK column Current Affair website. A pleasure to have you on RT today.
Thank you.